Hi Pixel Skyblock. I'm sure a lot of my viewers know or are even playing this game mode. However, Skyblock has had an average of up to 40,000 players in 2021, or last year. Currently it is sitting at around 27,000 players. I've joined these 14,000 players in what you call quitting Skyblock. Now, I would like to begin to elaborate my reasons. You may not agree with these reasons, but these are my opinions. And, well, I think when it comes to Skyblock, the only fun part is really the early game, the exploration of your world, the resource gathering, seeing what you can do with the limited resources you have. But as you progress, it starts to less become a game about resource management and more about putting in time, putting in hours to progress in one thing. I have no idea how many hours I've even wasted, but I can tell you now that I don't feel like it was very worth it. As time went on and I was still playing Skyblock, the game went to more about how many hours can you put doing one thing, can you really do one thing, as it became sort of a burden rather than a game to have fun in. And I really don't feel like that is the type of game that would be very enjoyable to play. A game where all you end up doing is spending hours grinding millions of XP and coins just to progress slightly and having to do it all over again just for another step in progression. I feel like that would not be a video game that is fun. That is what I'm starting to realize. And, well, with all burdens, you would rather put them aside and move on to something else. That is what I'm doing with Skyblock. Now, I don't have anything about I don't have anything negative with Skyblock, or in fact any other people that play Skyblock. However, I feel like this just is not the game for me. I know I've posted Skyblock videos having fun, but now I feel like I can't really have fun in Skyblock anymore. I feel like this has become more of a prison server than anything else, actually. And so I guess that's it for Skyblock. Probably won't be seeing any more Skyblock content on here. I'm probably going to just stop playing Skyblock, leave it right here. I won't be doing any giveaways. I don't really feel like giving my stuff away because, I mean, I might return to this game when things change. I may come back to Skyblock. And so, I don't want to do any giveaways. Please do not ask me for my stuff through any of my contacts. That is a very annoying and just rude thing to ask when someone stops doing something, when someone starts putting time into an activity because they just don't feel like it's worth their time anymore, and someone else comes and asks them, hey, can I have all the progress you've made on this thing you don't even do anymore. Sure, I won't be doing Skyblock anymore, but that doesn't change the fact that I also don't like other people asking me for the progress that I've made, even if I stop making progress, even if I've quit Skyblock. So please do not ask me for anything Skyblock related. And yeah, I really don't have anything much to say other than, well, it was a good run. My Skyblock, well, my playthrough of Skyblock, if you could call it that, mostly started with dungeons. As soon as I was able to, I would basically get into dungeons and just start grinding dungeons. And it was fun. It was probably one of the more fun things in Skyblock for me. But I feel like I should also let that go. So we're gonna end this off the way it started, with one final dungeon run. So, finally made it in. Well, you know, even then, these, well, dungeons, I don't feel like they're very fun anymore. It's probably one of my main incentives to quit Skyblock. It's that, well, there's really not much to do anymore. Like, one of the only things I really had fun in Skyblock, really just it's not really fun anymore per se. So I feel like it's really just about time to let it go. I really don't have to play this game. It's really not a thing I really want to continue onwards with Skyblock anymore. And so, you know, I feel like we'll just get this over with and we'll just, you know, call a day. Because, well, you know, Skyblock was originally fun, but, you know, now, well, like, what's my playtime, huh? Like, 2,500 hours? Like, after all this time, it's really not enjoyable anymore. It's much more of a burden. It's much more just grindy at this point, and rather than an actually enjoyable game, right? So That's why I'm thinking after we do this, I'll continue on with the RL craft maybe, or yeah, I'll probably continue on with RL craft. So what I'm thinking for RL craft is that, so there was a comment last time on my first RL craft video, and they basically said the comment basically said that I should do a single player, and coming to think about it, I think that's also a good idea. So after this video, it's either gonna be regular Minecraft or single player RL craft. And one thing that I like about doing something like RL craft on single player is, it's just you. There's no one else that you're sort of like racing to progress against. It's really just up to you on how fast you progress. And so yeah, I'll probably be doing RL craft single player after this. Or we could also do some high pixel SMP. There is a server I am in like a high pixel server, but it's kind of dead right now. And if you're familiar with Derpzilla, I'll link his channel in the description. Yeah, that's the server I'm talking about. So I'll also link, like, if you can check out his like high pixel SMP videos. A little bit of cross promo here. I do also recommend subscribing to him. He makes pretty enjoyable videos, and just support a friend. And yeah, that's about it. We'll just finish up this dungeon, and I know I'm probably not gonna be playing Skyblock anymore, but I think Skyblock could also be improved in that maybe we shouldn't. So I know how Skyblock is going for this whole like MMORPG type of style twist on Skyblock, instead of just like, oh, you're in an island, there's like RPG elements, there's skills and everything. I really do feel like that part could really be improved though, because eventually it gets to a point where it's just grinding. It's not really like, if you look at any other RPGs, there's a lot of variety to do things. It's not just, oh hey look, you just keep grinding for one thing, right? Like, there's a lot of different ways you can tackle the challenge. But then with this whole sort of player managed economy system that Skyblock has, I really feel like it's just buy everything or play Iron Man, basically. And I don't feel like that's how systems should work. I really don't think it should be that sort of binary. And so I get that a player managed system is good in some situations, but I don't think it should come to the point where, like, the best way to progress is just buy things. Buy it from the bazaar, buy it from the auction house. Because I really feel like with all these items Skyblock is adding, if done right, it definitely encourages players to basically like carve their own path. Like, oh, what do you want to basically play as? There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of item combinations. You're not just restricted to stuff that you can. You're not just restricted to like a lot of things. like not a lot of things, but like really small amount of things. And I feel like the rarity of all these items in this game is also like really scuffed. I feel like it's sort of forced difficulty where like, you know, like it's not difficult in that it's hard, but it's difficult in that like it costs way too much freaking time to do everything. Cause like, oh, you want this like minor stat boost? Well, you know, other RPGs may go like, oh, you know, like you can, it's probably a pretty high chance on like 10%, 20%. Over here, it's like 1% chance, and I really feel like that should not be justified. That just basically, it's just like a cheap tactic that like you use to like force people to play your game more, and you know, I just don't feel like that part is really fun, because I don't think there's any fun in using the same thing over and over again. And you know, I just don't feel like sweating Skyblock anymore. And also just the freaking bugs, bro. Like, even in this example, you see this, like, what Midas stuff here? Like, why do they have to use, like, freaking armor stands? Like, invincible armor stands? I just don't get it. I really don't. And because, like, I think they may have realized that, like, armor stands, they bounce. Like, if you make an armor stand invincible, it's gotta bounce arrows off. And you know, with like the current meta literally being bow spam in the most literal sense ever, it just doesn't work out. Like, there needs, like, I feel like at this point, like, the bugs, especially like the testing of like alpha releases and like new updates, I feel like there should be some sort of testing process to make it more smooth, because even with like the relatively new like Crimson Isles update, there's been a lot of bugs and unintended features that I really feel like could have been definitely improved on. So anyways, we're at the end of the dungeon run now, and well, this is probably the last of any Skyblock video you're gonna see on this channel. And moving forward, we'll be playing a little bit more regular Minecraft, a little bit more modded Minecraft, stuff like that. So, really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you enjoy content like this. I'll be trying to post videos on a regular basis, and yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna be doing moving forward. We'll either be doing RL Craft or Hypixel SMP tomorrow. So anyways, that's it. See ya tomorrow.